Yo, baby. Yeah. The Mac is back. Back with another video. Hello, the initiated. My name is Marcus Junikala, and today we're having a look at Heavyocity's Master Sessions Ensemble Metals. Trying to keep up with all the layers of the names, but that's what it's called. Going to their website in terms of what this is, I'll allow them to explain it themselves. They call these the must-have metals. Sets a dynamic new standard for cinematic percussive metals. 12 unique multi-sampled metal ensemble kits. Over 300 tempo synced loops. Cool. So a very specialized library in a I wouldn't say a niche, because these are used a lot in different kinds of metals are used a lot in a bunch of music, designed for composers by composers and sound designers. This one is also done in Bunker Studios. So again, Master Sessions is like a collection of 4 libraries, and this is one of them. And all of these seem to be recorded at Bunker Studios. This is in Brooklyn. And yeah, a bunch of really expensive good gear was used to record it, as that tends to be the case. 12 ensemble metal VST kits, kegs and trash cans, railroad spikes, pipes. Very nice. As I've said many times before, I love these kind of unique things. As a drummer, you tend to play absolutely everything that you can touch on, and a lot of the time you discover very interesting sounds, and certainly like a lot of metal things tend to be pretty high on that list. That's a pretty simple website, not much more in here. In terms of tech specs, 2.65 gigs uncompressed, 1.5 with NI lossless compression, 22 ensemble kits, 420 loops over 420. Requirements: Contact 5 player, version 5.5.1.451, yes, or higher. And that's about it. So that's what we're looking at here. In terms of transparency, Heavyocity did send me this copy, so thank you to them for doing that. That being said, as always, all opinions are my own, both in good and bad. I haven't been asked to say anything one way or the other, nor would I ever do that, and I'm not being paid to make this video or film it or edit or anything. In terms of what you'll be hearing today, it's ensemble metals in action, no added effects, nothing. Everything is coming from Contact itself, as the library does it. I have a limiter on the master bus, which is set to be as transparent as possible, but I kind of need to use it to make this video listenable, so that my voice and the music is somewhat on the same level. And also, if something is too quiet, people just turn it off. So there you go. That being said, this is a percussion library, so some of the transients will be limited by the limiter, because there's too much of an energy difference in the level. But again, I've set it to be as transparent as possible. If you hear clipping, it's the limiter. If it's not, I'll let you know, and I'll probably let you know either way if it is the library, but I doubt it. Cool. In terms of the folder structure here, got to cover my wonderful face here. When you open this up, this is what you get. You get kits and loops. So in kits, you have effects versions, which are pre-mixed, pre-processed versions of these. Then you have individual ensembles, and then you have menus. So menus basically combine a bunch of these into one bigger patch, and individual ensembles are the individual things being sampled, etc. We are in this folder now, and I have Assorted Metals here. In front of me, you see a blue zone in the keyboard section here, and the yellow ones, I believe, kind of represent the center of the sample, so the actual original sample that was recorded. And then as it stretches up and downwards, the pitch changes as well. So this is pretty convenient if you want to tune your stuff to your song. That being said, you probably shouldn't wander too far away from the center because it begins to sound unnatural, unless that's what you want to do. But let's play Assorted Metals. And I'm not hearing absolutely anything here. What am I missing? MIDI is coming in. Contact says no. Am I in the wrong octave? That's probably the explanation. Yes, there we go. Professional musician. Super good. So in previous libraries, I've been a bit concerned about, well, not concerned, but like the dynamic range in the other. So I've tried ensemble drums now and ethnic drums. Ethnic drums was better in this regard, but it's clear that this doesn't want to go to a very quiet dynamic. But this one definitely does. I'd say that's a pretty perfect dynamic range. Again, as with the other libraries, these are superbly playable. So even if the dynamics don't go as low as I'd like, they still play wonderfully. But this sounds pretty much perfect. Imaging beautiful, transients to body. This is super snappy sounding. Again, the reverb works better for this library. So in the middle here, you have 3 different mic positions. They're called channels, but to me they seem to be mic positions. So this third one, which seems to be the reverberation of the space, seems a bit too excessive to me, but here it works better. I would tune that down a bit, but it's sounding good. Yeah, this is a really good sound. This is definitely going to go into some music. So yeah, I mean, this reverb works really well for this sound. Cool. Doesn't seem like we have anything else here. I mean, they say assorted metals, so this must be like a mix of different things being struck. But in terms of opening an individual patch here, you're just getting one sound. That being said, they were before in other of these master session libraries combined instruments into one playable patch. So I would presume this is the same. Obviously, if you don't like the space, you can turn it off, and now we have the close mic and the mid mic. And then you can use your own reverb. Very good. Super, super solid. Next up, Horseshoes. Yeah, again, this one has great dynamic range, so seems different to the other 2 libraries I've checked out already. Very, very solid. I didn't actually know, I mean, I recognized this sound, but I didn't know it came from Horseshoes, so that's pretty cool. You learn something new. Very cool. Again, super playable, brilliantly sampled, beautiful balance. I have nothing to complain. Kegs, and this is Bats on Rims. Okay, so these go super low in dynamics. I don't understand why it's implemented here and not the other libraries. This is fantastic range. And it means I can play those kind of quiet things, and I can fully express the dynamic and do these kind of build-ups. You can get a bit more volume out of this. Really great. I love that sound. Very interesting, unique, kind of trashy. Very, very cool. Yeah, these are really, really nice. Next up, Kegs with bats. Same thing, different texture. I mean, all the other points are the same, that's what I mean. It has a very nice resonance there. And again, these are super mixable because this is the close mic position. Very, very dry. Obviously has the resonance of the keg, but the mid mics bring a very nice imaging quality to it. And then we have this very big reverb. Do cool stuff with that. Kegs with brushes. Let's pull back some of the transients just tiny bit. Yeah, beautiful. I love this kind of stuff. Again, just very spot on. Rods on rims. I've done that before. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. You can just combine these into very rich textures. Little pipes. Yeah, beautiful imaging. Just super dynamic. Just spot on. Again, you can pull back the space mic. Yeah, imaging, perfect. Playability, very, very good. Pipes on poles. I've seen that before. Yeah, these are just like put together are gonna create such rich textures, and these are so crazy well, like the dynamics are so good. I don't understand why this isn't applied across the entire package, but very happy to find it here regardless. This one is Railroad Spikes. Makes me think of Christmas. Very cool. Again, you want to have as many of these textures as possible, so it's a good selection of things, not excessive at all. Trash can cabinet, pipes on rims. Perfect. I mean, that's one of my favorite percussive sounds, period. I mean, that's just so... that's so good. I mean, again, the dynamics are super expressive, superbly playable, beautiful textures, imaging, transients, the body of it. This is... I could play this all day. That's fantastic. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, it's just like when I wanted to pull back and play quieter, it knows exactly what I want to express. That's among the best percussive sounds I've ever heard. Genuinely. Trash can cabinet. Again, a bit excessive on the reverb there. Again, not quite as expressive as the one before, but beautiful low-end meat when you hit hard. Not excessive, super tasteful, super balanced. But yeah, just like rich, bubbling with texture and transients, and super, super nice. Wait, I think this is the first time I've seen this. Very, very happy about this selection. I wonder if this sounds anything like my gym sessions. I have to say it doesn't, but happy to have yet another metal texture in the option folder. Very cool. I wonder if this was the last one here. Yep. Then we have the high RAM versions, which I don't know. I mean, as I guessed before, I haven't found this information anywhere, but I'm guessing it's like all the samples that they tracked here, like just a richer, more velocity options, I'm guessing. That is just insanely good. I could play that all day, genuinely. That's so much fun. Cool. Awesome. that's it for the individual ensembles. Let's go into menus. Just gonna briefly touch on these. Let's go to metals menu. There's only one here, so it combines probably all of these into a single package. So let's come up with something with these. Yeah, I mean, I think the point comes across because I'm just losing myself in here, and just I could play these all day. Just brilliant stuff. Just, I'd say perfect. Like genuinely, this is it has everything. Superb dynamic range, extremely good playability, expression, textures. It's mixed, wonderfully produced. This is just very spot on. I mean, just opening this up, you can just make extremely fantastic sounds for yourself and your music. Okay, going into the loops, let's go into loop menus. So basically these represent, I guess, give the best representation of the stuff that's in here. And the way this is laid out, again, all the loops are here, like the combined loops, but when you hear something you like, you can take that loop, go to the breakdown menu, and play all of its individual parts. So you're not stuck with just these loops that are playing. If you hear something you like, you can go in there and use it. And then you can even go to the single loops, which kind of further break down the loop elements. So it's a fantastic system. Again, if you work with, again, this is not like even like working with loops as I think of it more as like giving you individual rhythmic qualities and elements to work with, and the beauty of these is that they're so like brilliantly designed and put together in a simple fashion that you can break them down to individual components that most likely serve, you know, many different styles of music and different usability scenarios. So they just they're really, really well done. You really shouldn't shy away from using them. And you can go as detailed as you want and non-specific as you want in terms of, like, I understand you don't want to have maybe just one loop out of the gate for your music, but you can break it down further and combine all of these as you wish. So it's a fantastic system. But let's have a listen to them. So yeah, you get the idea. Just like world-class, fantastically performed, programmed, arranged, mixed, produced. They're just stunning. And again, find something you like. Okay, cool. Go into the breakout menus. You see, you know, if your loop was here, you can go, you know, look where C3 to B3 is. Go in there, and then in the bottom octave, it plays the full loop here as reference. And I can then split it into further sections. So if I played E here, you know that the elements are going to be an E as well. So I can play all of them to form the original loop. So you get the idea. But the beauty of this is you can mix and match as you wish. Also, you can play parts of the loop if it doesn't work fully for you. But they're, you know, just so well done that this is probably going to be a better way of you to combine some rhythmic elements for you yourself than it is to play them. But again, depends on the person. But let me combine something random. So let's do something like this here. So you get the idea, just a random combination of things, but very inspiring sounding. So I can take that, be inspired by that, and write something completely, you know, my own, or something new, different. Or I can use parts of this and then add something that I do with something else. So yeah, it's just a fantastic system, and these loops are just world class. So again, this is a huge selling point of these. You just get so much bang for your buck. Then it has this mutator thing, which I'm pretty much a noob with, but as I understand it, it is a sequencer here which has velocity control, length control of the notes. Then here you select which loop it's playing. So if I play this note here, watch the blue section here in the keyboard section. There we had a bit of limiter clipping there, just for reference. But you can see it's actually playing these different notes here, and that's what it's telling Kontakt to do. Like, hey, play these different loops in this sort of sequence. So, I mean, this is pretty much infinitely creative and expressive. So I very much do recommend exploring and using this, because it is such a brilliant brilliantly designed piece of a toolkit. It takes already the bonkers content that is in here and just exponentially blows it through the roof. So fantastically designed stuff. All right, well, to wrap this up, this has been my favorite so far. I'd say by far in this lineup, because well, I mean, I'd say because of the dynamics here, because the dynamics are fully expressed here. They go all the way down to the quietest playable volume and then go all the way up. So this just makes this one, in all honesty, this is a 10 out of 10 for a ensemble that is doing metals. So this is really cool. I mean, I love the ethnic ensemble sounds. They were more to my liking. The drum ensemble, was a bit more, I mean, those are kind of like basic sounds like bass drums, snares, toms. That didn't super impress me with its kind of tone. I mean, they sound good, don't get me wrong, but with the ensemble, they paired the instruments very nicely, and all that was missing from there was the dynamics, and here we have that. So this is by far the best iteration of these. But like I said, it's a 10 out of 10 in its own category. I wonder whether this is newer than the previous iterations or the other libraries that I tested before this. And I wonder if the fourth one is more akin to this or to the other ones. But absolutely fantastic stuff. The individual ensembles, all of these sounded really good. They're all super playable and dynamic. This is a good selection of things. Not too much, not too little. You can wrap your head around the sounds of it. The trash cans are just about one of the best percussive sounds I've ever heard. And yeah, I mean, these can be combined to create very rich textures. The Ensemble Metals menu is a fantastic thing, because then you can just combine them into one patch. And as you probably heard or saw, I had a ton of fun with that, and it's super playable and sounds fantastic. Again, go to the effects folder if you want to find pre-mixes and different starting points. They can be very inspiring. And again, the loops are absolutely bonkers good. So go use them, go explore them, hack them, slice them up, use them to complement your music. And the MUTATOR, again, that just blows this thing out of the water. So really good job on this, Heavyocity. This was my favorite one so far out of this package. So if you have this at home, let me know what you think, or have this at your studio. And let me know what you think about this demo, this video, down in the comments. And thank you to Heavyocity for sending this over once again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.